Good morning, everyone. Welcome for the third day of the Virtual Parent Conference. This morning, we have Elizabeth Angel here from Region 15 presenting over the Migrant program. I'm going to read a little bit about Ms. Angel. If you don't know Ms. Angel, she attended and graduated from Angelo State University. She has 14 years experience working with the Migrant program. Ms. Angel began her career with San Angelo ISD, guiding students and parents for 8 years before joining Region 15 as a migrant specialist. Ms. Angel is the Regional Director for the Association of Migrant Educators of Texas, also known as AMIT, and has been serving as a member of the Identification and Recruitment and New Generation Systems focus groups for 5 years. As a migrant worker herself, Ms. Angel understands and struggles and barriers that face our migrant students and parents, with a passion to assist our migrant students to obtain the education needed to be successful. She encourages our migrant population to learn about services and resources available through the Migrant Education Program. And that's what she's going to be presenting today. So hopefully y'all will get some good information and you will enjoy Ms. Sanchez. So thank you, Elizabeth, again.
Yes, thank you, Monica. I appreciate it. And thank you all for joining me today. We're going to talk about what TA and Region 20 have developed, and that is our Migrant Education Program portal. I'm going to be sharing my screen. And also, I'm going to go back and forth once I click on some icons, so we can go over the TMEP portal. Okay. Some of you may be familiar with the TMEP portal. Is that right? Yes. Okay. So there's been some changes. There's some updates, very similar, but some changes. And one of the things that I like to do. Oh, can I go back here? Is to show our parents the webpage portal, okay? Now with this portal, first thing is they can select the language that they want to view this information on. You have English and Spanish here, and then any other language that you would like, and there's just a few, but you would click on select other languages to change the language on the portal. The other thing is to join the TMEP listserv. Once you join the listserv, every quarter, you'll receive updates regarding the migrant program. So you want to make sure that the families have access to this information because they're continuously learning about the changes, the services that are upcoming, so they can get that. Now they do need an email address. Once they sign up for this TMEP listserv, they'll need an actual email address. So there are two sections. We have the parent section and the MEP staff section. They both have lots of resources, and we're going to focus on the parent side, okay? Simply because this is a workshop for parents, and we want to make sure that they get all the information that they need. So the migrant program very often does several surveys for our parents. We survey them for our services. What would they like? What do they need? What were they exposed to? What did the migrant program and education program at their local education agency, what did they offer them? So out of all of those surveys, lots of resources have come about. And so they put all of these resources together for our parents. One of them is the educational resources for parents of K through 12 migratory children. I'm going to click on the link, okay? And it will bring up the Migrant Education 12K portal information, okay? So right now it is in Spanish, but I can select English and everything now is in English, okay? I have logged in. However, our parents would need to create an account if they do not have an account. So in creating an account, it will ask them for their information, They will need an email address and they can create their own password. Okay. So this portal will give them information on educating their child. So we want to go to the dashboard. And all of the educational resources are in grade level. So we have kindergarten through second grade, third through fifth, sixth through eighth, ninth and 12th. So ninth and 12th grade, you know, most of the students there often do not attend tutorials. And most of the students that we have found have failed English 1 and English 2, part of their EOCs. So this has lots of information and resources for those students so that they can make sure that they get access to those, the assessment information, okay? Now we'll go to kindergarten and second grade. It has many lessons, kindergarten, first, second, and lots of supplemental resources. So the parents do have to go in there and choose what they would like. Now, this is very extensive information on reading, very extensive information on writing, okay? However, all of this actually meets the TEKS information, the TEKS knowledge for those students, okay? So our parents, they have access to this. Now, if they want to print some of this, we ask that the LEA allow the parents to go to the office to print this information. And of course, they can change this to Spanish. All of the lessons, again, escritura, it will be in Spanish, okay? So this is one of the things that the parents have said, that they do not have access to a lot of reading material and math. Math will eventually come later as the curriculum writers from Region 20 develop those, and those are ongoing. But as you can see, a lot of the information is in Spanish as well. Okay, and what I'm going to do is quickly show you, okay, so it's just in English and Spanish. So there are some resources with several other languages as well. I'm going to go back. Do y'all have any questions on the education resources for parents? Okay, so our migrant parents have access to that, and we can train them on the usage of this actual website if they need that, okay? Following that, we have the high school equivalency and camp information, okay? So all of these links, I have them in the PowerPoint, and I do want to show you real quickly the actual link. Are you able to see this? The TMEP portal? Okay. So like I was saying, there's the TMEP listserv. Other languages, there's Arabic, Chinese, Vietnamese. So there's some other languages as well. And as they're able to, they'll include other languages. Okay, so this is what it actually looks like. And of course, it automatically reverts this web page into Spanish. Okay, so you can click up here where it says English or select other languages. Okay, so now it's in English, and we have the parent links. Okay, educational support, social services, and support for workers. And these are the links that I'm going through right now. Okay, we went over the K through 12 migrant parent educational resources, the national equivalency, which I was on earlier, and then the camp. So high school equivalency, you have information regarding those project areas. And what we want to do, this is a great program for those students that have dropped out, but still want their high school equivalency. However, we want them to graduate right at our high school. So you want to make sure that we work on establishing that relationship to get them back into school. Once they graduate, they do have access to what is called a College Migrant Assistance Program. And so this program helps students beyond the high school program. It helps them in college. Every university has different criteria for them to enter and are eligible. Okay. We had a student this year that got accepted to Michigan State University, and she received over $87,000 to go to that university in Michigan. So basically her education is paid for. She completed all the paperwork, worked with with us at the ESC and her counselor, and she was able to do that. So we were very, very proud. On this website, you have what are called the camp project map. And as you can see, all of these states have the camp program in their state. We have approximately 8 camp universities in Texas. Okay, the majority of them, as you can see, are in South Texas. And so they each have a certain amount of students that they will accept. However, they're always wanting more students. So if you have a graduate, please have them research this information, see if one of those universities may fit what their career may be in the future. There's El Paso, we have Canyon, St. Edwards in Austin, and then several in South Texas. Okay, so these are some of the information that we want to make sure our students receive throughout the school year. Any questions regarding the high school equivalency program and the camp program? No. Okay. One of the things with the camp program is it is usually good for 1 year. However, they can extend that grant and scholarship for further years in regards to their grades and their GPA average. Okay. Moving on to the supporting the English language learners in Texas. This page has been created by TEA and has several resources for parents and how to assist their student in their language. Of course, it automatically reverted to Spanish. We can change it to Korean. Okay, so as you can see, these resources are available to any student with any language barrier that they may have. Hopefully, we have the information that they may need so that the parents have access to all of this. There are different links so that the parents can have this information. We usually have the bilingual students. So we want to make sure that we share this information with our parents so that they can have access and actually help their student at home with these websites, okay? We do have a bilingual specialist if we want to go further into all of these links. And that could be another session for sure. But all of these resources are available to our parents. So when we have our meeting with our migrant parents, and like in this workshop, we want to make sure they have access to that. And we can also visit the what parents need to know about back to school information page. Again, this page has been created by TEA. Okay. TEA has put several resources on their own webpage to let parents know what the child needs during school, what resources are needed for certain assessments, how to locate a lot of information. So this is the webpage that parents can go to get that information. Do I have any questions regarding supporting the English learners in Texas and what parents need to know about going back to school? No? Okay. So We also have parent resources on early education. Before this update, the parent resources on early education, as you can see, I can click on it. There's nothing there. Prior to this, we had resources linked to the Region 16 parent education resources. Region 16 has several resources for parents. Of course, they have the parent initiative at their ESC. This should be working, up and working shortly with lots of resources. So please make sure if you want any parent access, parent resources, Region 16 has several of those, okay? And then we go on to the Texas Interstate Migrant Program scholarship page. And as you click on it, there's nothing there. A lot of these pages are being developed by Region 20. So they may not be working today. However, in the future, there will be more access to resources and these should be working. Okay. Do y'all have any questions? So with these educational support services, these are on here on this page, the links are on there. Is there anything on there that you all believe should be on there that's not on there? Do y'all have any suggestions for that? Simply because if there is something available out there that's maybe not on this educational support page, we can try to put it on, make suggestions, and try to improve this information for our parents.
Elizabeth?
Yes, ma'am.
I think for the educational support for the migrant parent links, I think a great resource to have on there is the GoSoci page. I know we're not part, and I don't know if we're allowed to add them since we're not a part of the group, but it's a great resource.
Yes, it is. And thank you so much, Monica, because that is an educational support for our out-of-school youth, okay? So all of the resources that you see on this educational support are for those students that are actually enrolled. The migrant program also provides services to out-of-school youth. Okay, those are students that are not enrolled in school. They're either working or have dropped out. We do provide those students with several resources. And yes, Monica, you are totally correct. We do need to have a link of that website for those out-of-school youth so that the parents have access and those students as well. So I can make a suggestion to add that link, and that's perfect. And I'm glad that you can see something that we're not actually seeing to add to the resources for them. So thank you. Anyone else see something that y'all would like included in this educational support webpage? No? Okay, so we will move on to social services. Okay.
Miss Elizabeth.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think these are great resources. And I know that you mentioned providing a training for this perhaps during our PAC meeting. And I think that would be great. What do you recommend as far as ensuring or following up to see if parents are actually using these resources?
Yes, that is great. Let me write this down. Great information. I'm so excited y'all are conversing about this. We at this moment do not have anything to where we can track to see what parents are doing with the students, or if they're even entering this portal at all. But a tracking mechanism,
A monitoring tool?
yes, would be great. And so I am going to mention that to see, like, that would help us as educators as trying to promote these programs, the websites for our parents, to make sure that something is happening at home, right? If they're not using books, can they use the website, and are they using it? So there currently isn't anything like that, but that would be great. That it would help us in order to ensure that is this service, is this program, are these resources actually helping our students? Yeah, because there is an initiative, and that's great. I have made a notation of that, but yes, that is great. And maybe they can process something to where it would help us. Thank you so much. Okay. And moving on to social services. There are 2 social services for our parents, okay? And again, as we're having this workshop, please, if you know of something that we can add to this, let us know. Currently, there's the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, okay, which is SNAP, okay? So if they need assistance with some food, they have some food insecurities, you can direct them. They can find this information on this portal and locate where they can go and apply. Lots of information. The only thing with this is I do not see that it can be converted into Spanish. Okay. But that resource is there for them, as well as 2-in-1 Texas. Okay. In Texas to see what resources are in your area. No. Okay, so let's do a quick search. What would y'all like for me to search real quick while I'm on here?
Mental health.
Great. Let's do this one. And then what's Del Rio's zip code?
78840.
We're going to test this website out and see what it does. Okay. So currently there are no health resource substance abuse disorder services in Del Rio. Surely that's not true.
There's another one too, Elizabeth, and I think
Maybe I can just
the Ask Abby, was it Ask Abby or
Bertha.
Ask Bertha? Yes.
Okay.
That's also another similar to 211 that maybe could be added.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so we're going to do this again because I know that there are some services. Okay, so this 211 should be available to anyone. Oh, there we go. Okay, so if we kind of narrow it down a little bit, there are some mental health resources there in Del Rio. They can click on the actual program to get information. There's phone numbers. And in fact, there's several pages.
Do you notice there though that some of those are yes, Del Rio, but I saw one that was like San Antonio and one San Marcos. So I guess that would be the nearest one to Del Rio.
Yes, and you can also on here, I think there's filters that you can narrow it down to like 50 miles or 25 miles. But yes, and it looks like if you do get very specific, it may not find exactly that particular topic. However, just mental health, we've got a few here. Okay, so you can also do, I'm going to put food assistance maybe. Let me try it. We'll see.
Elizabeth, do you know how often it is updated?
It, no, this 211, I am not sure. However, for Region 15, And I'm not sure if Del Rio is included. We do have an ongoing source of information for our communities that are easy accessible. And I'm not sure about Del Rio.
Yes, ma'am, we do. As a matter of fact, we just finished updating our local and community resources
Oh, good.
with all of this information, because we did have some new programs, for example, Catholic Charities that
Yes.
assist our families with food and clothing. And so we do update it often. That's why I was asking how often this site with the
Mhm.
local or the state resources are updated.
Yes, and good thing that you mentioned that, because maybe they're unaware. And so someone from that agency, like the Catholic Outreach Program,
Catholic Charities?
Catholic Charities, may need to call and give that information to them, like who to contact, our phone number, our address, so that they can put those resources on 211. But yes, it needs to be updated quite frequently. Businesses move, phone numbers change, administration changes, some criteria may change, different things like that. So yeah, you're right. Okay. So yes, thank you so much for that. I will see about Ask Bertha, because yes, there's lots of information on there too.
You know, also last night I was watching the news, and I don't remember the exact 3-digit number, but they are, I don't know if y'all saw it, and speaking of mental health, Miss Monica, where it was talking about, it's going to be a 3-digit code for suicide prevention, and a suicide hotline. So
I think it's
that's
988.
I knew it was 88, but I wasn't sure. But that one is a good one too, because it'll say about, you know, if somebody's having any concerns, issues, problems, they can dial that number, and there is someone always available from the mental health department to speak with them.
Yes, yes. And, you know, as we know, things are changing. Our lives are constantly changing. There's something new all the time. So yes, that will help with adding these resources to this particular page. Mental health is a great one, and suicide prevention. We want to make sure these links are easy, accessible to our parents. And if we can get them on here, train our parents to use this portal, hopefully that will help them. Okay, so yes, great. Thank you so much.
Do they have this like as an app where they could have it on their phone?
Nope. But we can sure try to do that.
Because I know that that's a lot of what our parents get all of their information. They may not have a laptop or computer at home, but they use their cell phones to zoom in, or for emails, or, you know, so that would be a great, if there was an app for that.
Yes, perfect. Yes, I did not think about that, but that is a great resource for our parents. Easy, accessible, constantly have someone like on speed dial, in a sense, our portal. So that's great. So support for our workers, okay? Because we want to make sure we educate our children. We want to make sure they have access to services. A lot of our LNA local needs assessment is based on services for our kids and our educational support for them. So we also want to make sure that our workers have support. So with the link for workers, we have the Migrant Legal Action Program. Okay, I'm going to click on that, and you can see some information on the Migrant Legal Action Program. Now, our legal aid advocate, his name is Roger Rosenthal. So he actually is the CEO of this actual Migrant Legal Action Program. There's lots of information for farmers, health information, migrant education information. So this resource is good for them. They can always contact this Migrant Legal Action Program for information, for legal information and direction. Okay. We also have the Department of Labor. So the Department of Labor has lots of information, and one of the things that I really wanted to show everyone are, there's some links here, quick links to the Federal Medical Leave Act, the Fair Labor Standard Act, minimum wage, lots of information for our families, okay? There's also other pages here on this resource page too, but lots of information for them so that they can understand what their rights are as far as working out in the field and in our, in our workforce. The Department of Labor also has this information in Spanish, okay? So we are very lucky that it's in Spanish as well, and not in any other language. So we have it in English and Spanish. So our families have access to that information, okay? Then we have the U.S. Department of Labor's seasonal website, okay? So I'm gonna see. Okay, here it is, English. Sorry, because I do read in English and Spanish. However, I just wanted it in English. This seasonal webpage can help with finding jobs. And I was doing this earlier within our area. And so what I did here is I'm searching cotton in San Angelo. Okay. And you can see there are some jobs that are available here in San Angelo. It tells you the date, how much they're starting, and then some information regarding the job and who to contact. So this is a great resource for our families that are looking for agriculture jobs, okay, temporary agriculture jobs in your region. So we have people from Del Rio, I believe. If you can tell me what crop or industry you would like to view on this seasonal work job website.
Hi, Elizabeth. Sorry, we had a parent come in. So Mary
fine.
and Miss Adams is talking to them.
I
That's
see.
why they're not there.
Okay.
But I think we do. I've heard Mary's something about like watermelon or melon,
Sure.
onions. I think
Okay, we can do watermelon. Okay.
onions is another one that I've heard her mention a few times.
Sure. Okay. And then we're going to do Del Rio.
Okay.
There are no jobs. Okay, for watermelon. And you know what? I did look at some paperwork. We'll do that. Search. So we did an onion search, onion labor, farm worker hand.
There's several.
Yes, so there's Quemado
Mhm.
in Uvalde, Batesville, Sabinal. So if we're having parents and they're struggling finding a seasonal job, especially in agriculture, we want to make sure that this website is accessible to them so they can search, or we can do a search for them to see what's available. And of course, you can change this to
How far they're willing to travel.
exactly.
Okay. I'll make sure they have that website.
Yes, that is definitely on the supporting page here
Okay.
for farm workers.
Mhm.
So these resources, and there could be more that we can add, of course, as we're talking about it, but do y'all see anything that y'all would like to add as far as links to support our workers? No? Okay.
There is one, Elizabeth, but I forgot the name of it. They're based in Buda. It's the farm workers. I'll text it here in a second in the chat.
Okay,
And
perfect.
it's, I think, for the support for workers. So, and it gives a lot, it's like farm workers health something.
Okay,
But it gives a lot of information on if you're working out in the field.
yes, yes. Yeah, we need to put as many resources on here for our families as possible so that they can have that readily available and accessible to them. One of the main things that we want to make sure is they understand that this portal is for them. Okay, so you want to make sure that any and all accessibility to different resources are available to them. People are, in a sense, reading less, and they like some videos, maybe some quick videos along here could help as well to some resources. However, we want to make sure that they are using this web portal, and that was a great suggestion by Ms. Adams earlier. So this is the home page. At the very top ribbon, as you can see, we have the TEA contacts. So currently we have Idalia Ibanez and Inez Panawa. They are our program coordinators at TEA. Then we also have the ESC contacts, okay? So we have all the regions, region 20, 1 through 20, here in Texas, located, easily accessible on Contact the ESC people. So if you have a family that's moving to Dallas, that is region 10. You click on region 10, and you quickly have access to their migrant education program, okay? The contacts, the people, phone numbers, what their program is about, what they're doing, okay? So you want to make sure our families have easy access. Here's region 15. They can quickly click on region 15. We have our migrant page on there, our information, our staff, emails are quickly available, okay? We have accessibility. Of course, we will not have accessibility to that. And then we have the admin portion, which the admin portion is for ESC staff only. They have access to a different access to them. Okay. So with that, do y'all have any questions regarding this portal for our migrant families? Okay. So one of the suggestions that I, have been doing here at Region 15, and in fact share that with the state, is whenever we do give out backpacks to our families, you want to make sure during that time we go over the Texas Migrant Education Program portal. We have them enlist in the listserv. So our region has several families who are receiving this information, and that gives the state information on our parents that they're being, active in their child's education, and hopefully get resources off of that quarterly newsletter. Yes. Okay. Do y'all have any questions for me regarding this Texas Migrant Education portal? No. Well, I appreciate everyone's contribution to making this web portal accessible with more resources for our parents. I am glad that we are, working together to improve their accessibility to those resources, and that's what this program is all about. Or this portal anyway. It's just strictly resources for our parents. We want to make sure they have that accessibility. And of course, our surveys do help. And that way, they have those available. Okay. Many parents have said, well, we need such and such, we need this, and hopefully this portal can create solutions for them. Okay. I do appreciate y'all being here with me this morning. It is 9:40, 20 minutes before time. Is that okay, Monica? Is there anything that we would like to
That's it.
discuss?
No, that's absolutely good. You shared out great information. And if we have
Yes.
any,
Thank you, Elizabeth, for sharing this information, and we definitely will get with you so we can schedule a training for our parents during our first PAC meeting for the new upcoming school year.
Great.
I
Yeah.
was going to say the same thing. Thank you, Elizabeth. We are really looking forward to you coming and educating our parents a little bit more on this, because I see with our families that they're still having a hard time trying to get into this portal.
Really, yes, yes. And one of the things really quickly, I think y'all were gone, you were, being available to a parent, but one of the things that was on here, I don't know if y'all caught it, support for our workers, this U.S. Department of Seasonal Job Farmers Search. Did y'all hear me when I was going over this?
We had a parent, so we were out for a minute.
Okay, so real quickly, I'm gonna go over this one more time. This is a search for jobs and it can be anywhere. Okay, so let's do Dallas, Texas. We're gonna do cotton in Dallas. Let's see if Dallas has cotton. They sure do. Look at that. There's some jobs available in Dallas. I did a little bit of Del Rio earlier, some in San Angelo, but this will help if our parents are going to another place. I'm going to do Lubbock here. There's lots of pumpkin in Lubbock. There's only one listed here, but as you can see, this webpage can help our farm workers locate jobs in wherever they're going. We can do pumpkin, I don't know, in Michigan. We'll see. Sure enough, there's one there, gives you how much they're going to get paid and the time frame that they need, how to get in touch with that employer on this other side. So this is a really nice, neat page to kind of direct our parents if they're going to another state, another city. Lots of good information here. I just wanted to make sure that we went over this because Mary does a lot of recruiting.
Oh, yes.
And this can help us too. I mean, we're sending people out to different places and that way they can have access to this stuff and get a job. If there's not the job that they had or they were thinking about having, they can go on here and find another job. And it could be, I don't know, construction probably, maybe we can do construction on here too. There's
I
construction.
like it.
Yes, lots. This is really a great website for them to have. So it is on the portal. Support for workers at the very end. And it could be restaurants, so service workers, hotel, whatever. That is a great website. So
On that website, they would just have to call the people and find out if there is any work available, correct? Because not all that appear there will have jobs available for them, correct?
yes, I would definitely call. Call, and then there's information here. I'm trying to.
Well, I would say especially if
Yeah.
it's something that they want to go to, like you said, Michigan for
Oh, yes.
before they actually make the trip there.
Yes. Yes. And then there's a view job order. So when they place these jobs on this website, it gives information. How many are they going to hire? How much? The actual location, the job duties, harvesting watermelon and field care. So it gives a lot of information pertaining to that particular job that they're searching for. So this is a great, great website.
And
Okay.
I saw it's also some of the work description is in Spanish. on
Yes.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Elizabeth. I'm going to stop recording now.